Bron. The reason why is because Bron can control.
He said Bron, Talil. Talil, he said Bron.
You ready to go fight me, bro?
He got Bron signatures added on him. Pull up a chair.
You got Bron signatures added on you?
I'm gonna be honest.
Show me
It takes about 7 minutes to get from my room to this room. I was running full speed to come see your auntie in person because you never played against Jordan. You never played against Jordan.
No.
So there's no way you can say Jordan is better than LeBron.
No, hold on. I want to make a serious reasoning though.
So
Bron because why?
it's Bron because people threw the towel in on J.R. Smith. Like, as talented as J.R. was, people threw the towel in on him like, yo, he can't play winning basketball, he can't do this, he can't do that.
Listen, I want to clarify something before we start. What I'm about to say is not an attack on any individual. This is simply a response to recent comments made by Draymond Green regarding LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and the discussion around teammates, particularly Matthew Dellavedova. Draymond Green recently appeared on a podcast and shared his opinion on why he believes LeBron James should be considered the greatest of all time. His main argument centered around LeBron's ability to lead and win with players who were supposedly written off or considered ineffective by the league. One of the examples repeatedly mentioned was Matthew Dellavedova. However, this is where the discussion needs more context and accuracy. First, Matthew Dellavedova only played with LeBron James for 2 seasons, 2014 to 2015, 2015 to 2016. During those seasons, LeBron was not playing with Dellavedova alone or with an extremely weak roster. In the 2014 to 2015,
It's not just JR though. If you look at some of the guys that he had to lead, yeah, JR had talent, no question. But people threw the towel in on you already. When people throw the towel in on you in this league, it's over. And people threw the towel in on JR, and Bron's like, nah, this man can shoot and he can defend. I can do something with that. I don't think MJ had many guys that went through that. Like Scottie Pippen is like
Matthew Dellavedova.
Delly stinks.
Like Matt.
He won 2 games in the NBA Finals with Delly
Like
stinks.
Matthew Dellavedova. It's fucking terrible.
I
But
got a lot
chase
of-
Stephen Curry around.
I got a lot of respect for Delly. Stinks. I respect his game. Completely stinks. Like he can win with like guys like that. Man, it's so hard to win in this league, bro. To win with guys like that. MJ wasn't winning with Matthew
against Golden State. It is important to acknowledge that the 2016 finals involved multiple factors, including injuries and suspensions on both sides. Basketball outcomes are rarely the result of one player or one narrative alone. When comparing this to Michael Jordan's career, it's also necessary to remain fair. Jordan played with Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest two-way players in NBA history, but many of his other teammates, such as Steve Kerr, were also role players who developed into effective contributors within a strong system. Comparing Steve Kerr and Matthew Dellavedova directly is difficult because they played in different eras, under different rules, and in different roles. Statistical comparisons without context can be misleading. Both players were specialists who contributed in ways that fit their team's needs. The larger point is this: saying that LeBron James consistently won championships with severely limited talent by pointing only to Matthew Dellavedova oversimplifies reality. LeBron has played with multiple All-Stars, All-NBA players, and elite scorers throughout his career. That does not diminish his greatness. It simply keeps the discussion honest. Likewise, recognizing Michael Jordan's strong supporting cast does not diminish his legacy either. Basketball is a team sport, and championships are built through talent, coaching, health, and timing. Debates about the greatest player of all time are always subjective. They should be grounded in facts, context, and respect, not selective examples or exaggerated narratives. That's the point of this breakdown. Not to attack Draymond Green, Matthew Dellavedova, or LeBron James, but to bring balance and accuracy back into the conversation. To properly evaluate Draymond Green's comments, we need to zoom out and look at how narratives are often built in modern NBA discussions. In today's media environment, short clips, simplified arguments, and dramatic contrasts tend to gain more traction than nuanced analysis. Unfortunately, this often leads to selective storytelling, where certain examples are repeated over and over until they become accepted talking points, even when they don't fully reflect reality. The Matthew Dellavedova example is one of those talking points. Dellavedova has become a symbol in these debates, often used to imply that LeBron James consistently carried severely limited teammates deep into the finals or to championships. But when we examine the actual rosters, minutes played, and contributions made during those seasons, that framing does not hold up under scrutiny. In the 2014-2015 season, the Cleveland entered the finals missing Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love for most or all of the series due to injury. That context matters. Dellavedova stepped into a larger role because of necessity, not because he was suddenly the centerpiece of the team. He defended hard, shot the ball well for short stretches, and did exactly what a role player is supposed to do when called upon. That deserves respect, but it does not mean LeBron was winning with a roster devoid of NBA-level talent. Moreover, that same Cavaliers team still featured J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Timofey Mozgov, and other rotation players who played meaningful minutes. The Warriors also won that series in 6 games. So while LeBron's performance was historically great, it was not a championship run built solely on overcoming inferior teammates. It was a competitive series shaped heavily by injuries. Moving to the 2015-2016 season, the Matthew Dellavedova narrative becomes even weaker. That Cavaliers team was objectively stacked by league standards. Kyrie Irving was one of the best offensive guards in the NBA. Kevin Love was a multi-time All-Star in his prime. J.R. Smith was a proven shooter. The bench included veterans like Richard Jefferson and defensive specialists like Iman Shumpert. Dellavedova was a rotation player, not a star, not a co-leader, and not the reason Cleveland won the championship. The finals victory came down to elite performances from LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, strategic adjustments, and circumstances that affected both teams. To repeatedly single out Dellavedova as if he represents the entire supporting cast does not accurately reflect what happened on the court. This brings us to Michael Jordan comparisons. Michael Jordan benefited from one of the most stable and well-constructed organizations in NBA history. The Bulls built continuity, developed players internally, and maintained a system under Phil Jackson that emphasized roles, spacing, and accountability. Steve Pippen was a generational talent, but he was not the only contributor. Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper, and Steve Kerr all played important roles at different points. Steve Kerr, in particular, is often minimized in these discussions, just as Dellavedova is sometimes dismissed. But Kerr was an elite shooter for his era, someone defenses
He had a crazy shot though for that one.
Big time.
Yeah,
but
shoot.
I'm saying that's all a part of him going to make it happen. Steve's path was dog shit. He
Okay.
just had to figure it out. Like,
Figure it out.
last cut on the team, make the team type shit. His path, Jordan ain't had them type of teammates. Jordan had made teammates.
Fall back.
Matthew Dellavedova, bro.
Nah.
Come on, man. And so I think to do that, like
Shane
like
Battier.
like the Miami teams, no question.
I ain't gonna lie. Damn.
Like Miami teams, no question.
Norris Cole, Mario.
The NBA LeBron dominates is faster, more spaced, and more offense-driven. That doesn't make one era superior, it makes them different. Leadership looks different across eras. Jordan led through intensity, dominance, and psychological pressure. His leadership style was demanding and at times confrontational. LeBron leads through orchestration, communication, and on-court versatility. He elevates teammates by controlling tempo and creating advantages. Both approaches are valid. Neither requires exaggerating the weakness of teammates to be impressive. When modern commentators frame LeBron's greatness primarily through the lens of "he won with nobody," they unintentionally weaken the argument. LeBron's actual resume doesn't need that kind of framing. He's one of the greatest passers ever, one of the smartest floor generals in league history, and an unmatched combination of size, skill, and longevity. Those facts stand on their own. Likewise, Michael Jordan's resume doesn't need to be protected by downplaying his teammates. Winning 6 championships, earning finals MVPs, dominating both ends of the floor, and defining an era speaks louder than any roster comparison ever could. What often gets lost in these discussions is respect for role players themselves. Guys like Dellavedova and Kerr carved out NBA careers by maximizing specific skills, adapting to team needs, and performing when their number was called. Disrespecting them for the sake of a GOAT debate does a disservice to what professional basketball actually is, a collective effort built on stars and specialists alike. At its core, the GOAT debate is subjective. Some value peak dominance, some value longevity, some value championships, and others value skill diversity. There is no single metric that settles the argument definitively. What matters is that the debate remains grounded in facts and honest context rather than repeated talking points. Draymond Green is entitled to his opinion, just like everyone else. But when opinions are presented to large audiences, they carry influence. That influence comes with responsibility to be accurate, to acknowledge nuance, and to avoid reducing complex careers into oversimplified narratives. LeBron James does not need to be elevated by diminishing others. Michael Jordan does not need to be defended by rewriting history. Both players are icons, both changed the game, and both were supported by teammates who mattered more than internet debates often admit. That is the reality worth discussing. And that's why it's important to slow these conversations down, examine the details, and let basketball history speak for itself, without exaggeration, without selective memory, and without disrespect to the players who contributed along the way.